walk like lions. Hey folks, good morning. Chappy coming at you live on this Wednesday, 4 November. Light's a little low up here, so I hope this comes through okay. And I'm not just a shadow, but I picked this spot for a distinct reason because of what we're talking about today. Folks, we are going to the year 1812. Yes, 1812, and whoa, Chappy, you're doing something on the War of 1812. Patriotic Wednesday, that is correct. We are doing something on the War of 1812. One of those wars you're like, huh, yeah, that's right, that happened. Actually, it was England's second go to try to kind of finish things off for the U.S. here. They didn't learn the lesson the first time. Let's face it, folks. They tried to come back. They tried to, well, solve the problem that they had started in the first place, and they failed. I mean, you know, when you're working for some monarch, some king or queen, it ain't gonna work, folks. Best way to work is for freedom. So here's the deal. In September, actually on September 13th of 1814, the British are making their run on Baltimore. They want to bring in an invasion fleet and basically take Baltimore. Okay. At 6 a.m. on the 13th, they began the bombardment of the local fort that was there, Fort McHenry. And this bombardment went for 25 hours. All right. They began firing on this thing to take it out. And it was all recorded by a civilian lawyer named Francis Scott Key. And he was out on one of the boats. He was on a truce boat because he was trying to negotiate a prisoner of war exchange for civilian prisoner of war. And so he's watching this take place. And he's watching these rounds fired from these British ships, round after round, rocket after rocket, up at this base. And he understood one thing. As long as that flag was still flying, Baltimore still held, the fort still held, and everything was safe. So he goes through the day watching this and tracking with this. And then what happens is that night comes, and then night just picks up the bombardment. They started throwing everything they could to try to take out this fort. They thought maybe under the cover of night we can just hit this place hard. And let's face it, the ships were easier to hide in the dark because, you know, they're out there on the water, they blend in. Anyway, all night, and I don't think he got any sleep. The next morning, on the 14th, Francis gets up. Now, I don't even know if he was sleeping. Like I said, he's looking out as the sun's getting ready to come up. And you got to understand here, there's smoke everywhere. There's mist from the morning coming up. It's really hard to see in that direction what's going on. And the whole key was if he could see that flag, he would know that the American forces held. And I don't know if he had one of those little eye scopes they had back then or what. But he's just watching, and as the smoke's drifting over the fort, all of a sudden he sees something. He sees something moving. The wind's blowing it a little bit. He's like, what is that? What is that? And as he's looking closer, he makes out the colors red, white, and blue. And the flag is still there, folks. The flag is still waving. And he's so inspired by this, the flag still being there after this incredible bombardment, that he pens a poem. The poem eventually becomes the song, the Star Spangled Banner, and eventually becomes our national anthem, folks. And now, when you go research some of this stuff, I ran into some revisionist people say, oh, it really wasn't that bad. It's like, folks, come on. We know the story. We know how it happened. And we have plenty of historians that say, oh, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was a pretty big bombardment. It wasn't just this, 2 or 3 rounds, 2 or 3 rockets coming in. It was a serious barrage on this fort and on our brave soldiers that were in this fort. So you have to understand those facts are critical. And he pens this, and it becomes the song that we celebrate our freedom with. I mean, that, why is this big stink about everything, going on, with sporting teams now, and disgracing that song and disgracing the soldiers that wear the uniform? You got to understand that it's very important to freedom. The words of this song and what it stands for, because we stood against another evil empire, another evil regime, a tyranny. We stood once again, and we won. And that's really cool and really important to understand. Now, spiritualize. Folks, we're going to find ourselves many times when we are in the fog. We are in the battle deep, and all around us is mist, fog, smoke, and we just feel like we've been pummeled hard, hit hard, and it's like, whoa, Lord, give me hope. Here's the beautiful thing on the spiritual side. When we look out to see if our banner's still there, when we look out, and what is our banner? Folks, it's the cross, right? It's the cross. We never have to worry that the cross is not going to be there. It's always going to be there. No matter how hard the enemy hits us, the cross will always stand. And every morning we wake up, we can say, you know what? I don't have to really wonder if it's survived the night. We can know, oh yeah, it's there. It's right there. The fog might be blowing in front of it, or the effects of battle might be obscuring it a little bit, but the cross is still there. Folks, take heart. Take heart spiritually that our God is on the throne. In the end, we win, and He's got everything under control. All right, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. The cross is still there, folks, and that's awesome. I want to encourage you today, folks. Stand strong. Be strong. Keep our nation in prayer. Just hold fast to those values that we believe in, folks, and pass that out. Spread that word, the word of freedom, and guard the faith. Guard our freedom of our country, folks. It's so very important to be a voice nowadays, not just spiritually, but also in our country here. Be good out there, folks. I hope this encourages you a little bit today, lifts you up, and I hope you can see me. It's real weird. It's kind of dark, but I mean, you can see the flag, right? Right back there. That's good stuff. That's why I put it up here. Go forth, do good, and walk like lions.